Imagine devoting your entire life to painting, only to realize that the world in front of you is slowly fading. Colors lose their clarity, shapes blur, and the canvas becomes harder to read each day. For any artist, the fear of losing sight would be overwhelming. But Claude Monet, one of the most influential painters of the 20th century, lived through this tragedy. While completely devoted to his art, he faced the heartbreaking reality of declining vision. What happens when the master of color begins to lose the ability to see it? And how did this battle transform his art in unexpected ways? Oscar Claude Monet was born in Paris on November 14, 1840, but his family moved to Normandy in 1845. His father wanted him to go into the family's grocery business, but Monet wanted to become an artist. His mother was a singer and supported his artistic pursuits. As a teenager, Monet gained local recognition for drawing caricatures. Around 1858, he met the artist Eugène Boudin, who introduced Monet to en plein air, a technique of painting outdoors to capture natural light and atmosphere. His mother died in 1857. Afterward, Monet lived with his father and his aunt, Marie-Jeanne Lecadre, who became an important source of support during his early career. Monet first traveled to Paris in 1859, where he studied at the Académie Suisse. 3 years later, he was drawn at Le Havre to be conscripted into the army. His family could have paid 2,500 francs for a substitute, but only if he gave up his artistic career to take over the family business. Monet refused and enlisted for 7 years, but in the spring of 1862, he contracted typhoid fever and was allowed to return to Le Havre during the summer to recuperate with his aunt. Later, she paid the 3,025 francs to get him discharged from the army. Upon returning to Paris, he had a relationship with his model, Camille Dancieux, who gave birth to their first son in 1867, prompting his father to cut off financial support. Monet and Camille married in 1870, just before the outbreak of the Franco-Prussian War. They often faced financial struggles, unable to pay hotel bills in 1870 and living modestly. Even after a successful exhibition, some of Monet's works were seized by creditors. They were later bought back by a shipping merchant, Gaudibert, who was also a patron of Boudin. When support from patrons began to decline, Monet and other artists chose to exhibit their work independently, rejecting the strict rules of the salon and the prevailing academic style. Monet quickly gained a reputation as a leading landscape painter. At their first exhibition in 1874, Monet displayed several works. This exhibition drew particular attention and even gave the movement its name, Impressionism. Some critics mocked the style as unfinished, while others praised its fresh and innovative depiction of modern life. The first exhibition drew an estimated 3,500 visitors. The show was open to anyone prepared to pay 60 francs and gave artists the opportunity to show their work without the interference of a jury. Monet's artistic philosophy centered on painting nature as he truly saw it, working outdoors in all conditions to capture fleeting effects of light and atmosphere. He focused on how fog, smoke, reflections, and weather changed color and perception, using bright, lively brushstrokes while minimizing dark tones to emphasize light. This evolution led to a revolutionary body of work, culminating in the Water Lilies series, where Monet pushed the boundaries of Impressionism toward a near-abstract exploration of color and light. In 1876, Camille Monet fell seriously ill. That autumn, the family moved to the village of Véteuil, where they shared a house with Ernest Hochadet, a wealthy art patron who had commissioned several paintings from Monet. Later that year, Camille was diagnosed with uterine cancer and died in 1879. Her death, combined with financial difficulties, worsened when Hochadet went bankrupt, cast a shadow over Monet's personal life and career at a time when interest in the Impressionists was waning. His personal life influenced his distancing from the Impressionists. He began to abandon Impressionist techniques as his paintings utilized darker tones and displayed environments. In 1883, Monet began a relationship with Ernest's wife, Alice Hochedé. The couple and their combined children then moved into a rented house in Giverny, which he purchased in 1890. This home provided him with domestic stability and became his greatest source of inspiration for the next 40 years. He undertook a vast landscaping project, designing and building up his gardens, including the famous water lily pond and Japanese bridge. Monet's fortunes improved dramatically as Durand-Ruel found success selling his paintings. Dissatisfied with the limitations of a single canvas, Monet began working on series of paintings depicting the same subject to capture changing light and seasons, including his famous Haystacks and Rouen Cathedral series, which brought him widespread critical and financial success. He then traveled extensively, visiting many different places to find fresh inspiration. The deaths of Alice and his oldest son in 1914 left Monet depressed. It was during this time that he began to develop the first signs of possible cataracts. Despite his declining vision, Monet planned a large new studio to focus on his water garden paintings. In the following years, his perception of color suffered. His broad strokes were broader, and his paintings were increasingly darker. To achieve desired outcome, he began to label his tubes of paint, kept a strict order on his palette, and wore a straw hat to reduce glare. He relied increasingly on memory and imagination to capture his subjects. After finally undergoing cataract surgery in 1923, Monet struggled with visual distortions, but gradually regained the ability to see real colors. He began to destroy several canvases painted before his surgeries. By 1925, his visual was improved, and he began to retouch some of his pre-operative works with bluer water lilies than before. Monet passed away from lung cancer on the 5th of December 1926 at the age of 86 and was buried in the Giverny church cemetery. He had requested a simple ceremony attended by only about 50 people. Monet's home, garden, and water lily pond were later bequeathed by his son to the French Academy of Fine Arts in 1966. After restoration, the Fondation Claude Monet opened the house and gardens to visitors in 1980. Today, Monet's works are celebrated and displayed in major museums around the world, from the Louvre to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and countless others. His paintings continue to inspire new generations of artists and art lovers, preserving the beauty, light, and fleeting moments of nature that he dedicated his life to capturing. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more art stories. See you next time.